Would you like to understand how society is at the same time benevolent, encouraging, and also oppressive? Then listen to this entire video. So, society, oh no, before we start, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, how to reduce suffering in life, and dating. Let's go. So, society can be compared to a sort of father or paternal symbol. It watches over the citizens and takes care of them, but also oppresses them to a degree. It is balanced. There was a dual nature to the father or society. Now, there's both an encouraging and oppressive side. So let's first look at the encouraging, the benevolent side. Society or culture also enables humans to live together in basic harmony. And with that, I mean there is a reduction in crime, violence, war, which enables humans to live in a more peaceful environment, simply, and are not constantly at each other's neck, threatening each other over resources, for example, or it also, society reduces the uncertainty of life because imagine stepping out of your house and not knowing which person will try to murder you on the street because you don't know how they act, because there is no society that sort of sets out rules and regulations. You could walk out into the street and you have to be aware of every single person you walk by or every single potential threatening danger that could take your life, and because you're primed to survive, you'll be hypersensitive to it, and that's very stressful. That produces a lot of cortisol in your body, which increases your the risk of getting many diseases like heart disease, also suffering from diabetes. I think Alzheimer's kicks in earlier, and also the rate of it goes up, for example, and that's terrible. So it basically, society allows you to live a more healthy lifestyle and to survive. Now, if we move on to the oppressive side, the father, the society, the culture sets out the rules, the laws that actually inhibit you from expressing your true self. You cannot run naked down the street and not bear any undesirable consequences. You cannot kill your neighbor if you are angry at them. I mean, you could, but you will pay a severe price for it. So society restricts the degree to which your personality can manifest its true self in your behavior. And because if all citizens acted how they wanted in a moment, bedlam would break loose and chaos would arise. And we would go back to the example where I said if you leave your house, you wouldn't know who would try to murder you, because everybody is essentially unpredictable, because humans are very complex beings, and they're, in a sense, I think, divine. They have the potential for anything. And because they have the potential for anything, they also have the potential to manifest any kind of behavior. So you could literally go out into the street and not be able to predict how the person would act if there's no sort of norms which force the person to behave in a predictable way. Hence, society oppresses that infinite variety of potential behaviors to a few ones which reduce the complexity and of your environment, which is healthy. So there's a sacrifice that seems to be taking place. You give up a part of your true self, or being able to behave or manifest your true self's behavior, but you therefore get to live in a predictable, relatively peaceful environment. And this is also, I think, a manifestation of the father archetype, which is, it's like the culture or the society watching over you and keeping you in check, which we are the sort of the children, which I think is very interesting. Dr. Jordan Peterson also talks about this dynamic, and this is where I have my opinion from. I've derived it from his, where he talks about how society is oppressive and encouraging at the same time. So if you want to learn more about it, you can look up Jordan Peterson's lectures on this topic. And I find it's at first sight, if you simply look at that, you can't behave how you would like to be, you can't be wild, you can't behave in an unorthodox manner without paying some sort of price. And of course, one needs to be careful here, because if the society becomes too rigid and too totalitarian, there is no room for progress. The society doesn't develop, and that's a very serious issue, because the society or culture is created by a certain generation of people, and they eventually die off, and then a new generation comes to life, but this new generation has new demands and desires, which the old culture does not provide anymore. And that's sort of when the culture destabilizes, or the society can destabilize, collapse, then chaos arises, uncertainty, and then the new generation needs to sort of rise from the ashes and rebuild a new culture, which is sort of it's also like the story of the phoenix, the fairy tale of the phoenix, it's death and rebirth. So one needs to be careful with to what degree the father oppresses the citizens, or also to the degree that it lets the citizens run rampage, or run loose. So there's a key sort of very, very fine balance that needs to be, fine line or balance that needs to be achieved for it to be, I'd say, like a desirable ratio, let's say. So in conclusion, society is both oppressive and benevolent and encouraging, and one needs to find a balance. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about these theories on reality, self-development, dating, and how to reduce suffering in life. Thank you for listening.